What's up, guys? It's me, the ALE Double X Prince, with a predictions video. Yes, I haven't done one of these in a while. I did one for Money in a Bank, but I didn't do a review of the show, which is pretty odd of me. But I decided to give you my predictions for SummerSlam. I'm definitely gonna watch it, and I'm definitely gonna review it for you guys. I feel like I owe you guys. I haven't done that much shit here, but it's fair to do a video for you guys. It's gonna be fun, right? All right, then let's do this. Before I get to SummerSlam, let's talk about NXT first. NXT TakeOver Brooklyn Fold. I got something I gotta confess. I'm kind of tired of the same formula that NXT uses. You know what I'm saying? The 3 main title matches and then 2 whichever matches. Every once in a while they'll put the North American Championship there just cause. But I kind of wish that they added like an extra, like 2 extra matches just so it feels more unique, you know, because mostly it's just whatever kind of shows, but I don't know, it's just my personal take on it. I kind of wish they added more matches. And another thing, I kind of wish they stopped doing them during Big 4 pay-per-views. I understand when they do it SummerSlam and WrestleMania weekend, but I'm tired of them doing it the same week as a certain WWE pay-per-view. I feel like if NXT should ever improve, make them stand on their own. Make them stand on their own. Make them basically have their own shows. So that way they could stick differently. Like that's the only way NXT can improve, by switching up the card every once in a while and basically just changing up the formula again. Just changing the formula and changing locations. And I'm sick and tired of the same match card like design. Like, it looks fucking lame. You know what I'm talking about? With the one with the black screen with the logo, and the bottom it says for which title or who's fighting or what stipulation, whatever the fuck. Like, I kind of wish they changed the like new like match card. They look lame as shit now. Like, they're fucking boring. And I think the last complaint I would have to say is for them is stop calling them by wherever they're taking over. Which, I mean, it makes sense that they do that. The NXT take over this place, but I kind of wish they went back to their old school mentality of NXT Takeover Our Revolution. That was like awesome. Like, I love those titles, like Brooklyn and stuff like that. I mean, the last time they did this was War Games, but you know, and again, I wish they changed the match card design itself. Like, it looks fucking lame. It's just my personal take, but that's my personal take on the whole situation. But overall, I don't think NXT is a bad thing that they're doing, but I definitely think they should change up just a bit, just so they stick unique. Now, let's just talk about the card. We have the first match. We're going to have Velveteen Dream versus EC3. EC3 is more likely to stick around in NXT more. So I could totally see him winning. Velveteen Dream never had a NXT TakeOver victory since his match with Cassius Ohno, the one where he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna knock him out in 30 seconds." That was a pretty cool moment. But I think Velveteen Dream is main roster ready. I really think he is, and more than likely he's going to SmackDown, which I can totally understand because Raw is just fucking up badly. But I think EC3 is going to win it because there's a slight chance that he's going to be the next NXT champion after the feud with Gargano and Ciampa. So more than likely that's going to happen. Next match for the North American Championship, Adam Cole versus Ricochet. Believe it or not, I actually see... Damn, that's actually, now that I think, never mind. I was going to say that Adam Cole is going to retain, but I actually think Ricochet might have it in the bag because there's talks that they're going to bring War Games back. So my mentality is that they're going to do Ricochet, the War Raiders, and somebody else versus maybe, actually, this is what I'm predicting they're going to do. I'm thinking they're going to do Ricochet, War Machine, and Pete Dunne versus the Undisputed Era, winner take all. So either one could win, and I'm gonna be cool with it. I'll just say Ricochet, just so there's a reason to have that War Games match that I think will be a classic if they do that. So I definitely think that Ricochet has it in the bag. I think he's gonna win it. That way we could continue the feud, and then I don't think the Undisputed Era should debut right away to the main roster. I think they should wait post WrestleMania. That's gonna be the perfect way to debut him. So that's gonna be great. Next match, the Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly versus the Mustache Mountain, Mark Andrews and Tyler Bate. This probably could be one of the best matches of the night, honestly. And yeah, no doubt about it. I think the Undisputed Era is gonna retain. There's no reason to keep I think Tyler Bate and Mark Andrews are gonna move on to something else. There's a UK tournament coming up or a UK special coming on soon, so I'm pretty sure that's gonna lead to something with them. But I don't see them losing. I don't see them regaining their titles back. The first time they had a match was awesome. The way they end to a stoppage because they couldn't take it, and now they're having another match. So this is gonna be awesome. So I can't wait for this match. This is gonna be one of the best matches of the night for sure. So I think the Undisputed Era is gonna retain. Usually, like with factions, I think one of the matches have to lose, and then the other one has to win. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like that. So I think that's gonna happen for sure. I'm pretty positive that's gonna happen. Next match, what was it? The NXT Women's Championship, Shayna Baszler versus Kairi Sane. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I do not like Shayna Baszler. She's fucking boring. She is. I mean, I know that she's supposed to be this tough person. She's not supposed to have all these classic matches, and I get it. She's supposed to be like the Goldberg, but here's a fun fact. I don't like Goldberg. I never liked Goldberg, and I definitely don't like Shayna Baszler all that much. I like Kairi Sane a lot. I think she's a fantastic talent. I think this is going to be the time where she wins the belt. This is definitely going to be it. Yeah, with 4 belts on the line, more than likely 2 of them are going to change hands. And I already said Ricochet is going to win the North American Championship, and I think Kairi Sane is going to win the Women's Championship, and that's going to be a great moment. I cannot wait for that moment. Hopefully that does happen. Then again, there's talks that they're going to do... they're going to have Kairi Sane win the title at Evolution, which I don't know. I personally would do Kairi Sane wins the title, then we do Kairi Sane versus Candice LeRae at Evolution, and then we do the rematch with Shayna Baszler and Kairi Sane at the next TakeOver, and then Shayna Baszler debuts at the Women's Royal Rumble. That's probably the perfect way to do it for me. That's probably how I would have done it. But yeah, I definitely can't wait to see Kairi Sane win the belt. Hopefully she wins it. That's my prediction. Next match, the main event, Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano for the NXT Championship Last Man Standing match. Originally, Aleister Black was added, but he's injured. He actually got injured, but they played off a storyline that someone attacked him. That's what I like about NXT. They actually take advantage of certain situations, and they try to play off a story of it. Like, remember with Hideo Itami got injured, so then they played off the story that he got attacked in the parking lot, which I kind of wish they culminated that storyline. My prediction, it was going to be Samoa Joe, but he already moved up to the main roster, so it made no sense to do it again. So, yeah, they definitely, obviously it's not Hideo Itami's fault. He got injured twice, which is pretty insane to think about. I kind of feel bad for Hideo Itami. He went nowhere, which I feel really, really bad for. He should have been NXT champion for sure. But anyways, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, they've already had 2 classics. At WrestleMania, it's my favorite match of the year so far, the unsanctioned match. I kind of wish they had blood, just to spice up their matches. The Chicago Street Fight, I could totally see them not having blood, but I still enjoyed the match. Still thought it was a classic, but think about it. I think what they want to do is do 5 matches. They have the Cruiserweight Classic match, then they have the what's it called, then they have the unsanctioned match, then the Chicago Street Fight. That's 3 matches, 2 Gargano, 1 Ciampa, and then Ciampa. I think this one's gonna end in a draw. and then Johnny Gargano. I think Johnny Gargano is probably gonna go to 205 Live after this, but um, they're gonna have a one final match, then the final takeover of the year, and that's when you finally culminate the feud today. And if anything, it should be like, what can you do? The only thing I can think of is an Iron Man match or a Hell in a Cell match. That would be badass, but I don't know how they could do a War Games and a Hell in a Cell match. It would really, really fuck up the show, but anyways, I think that's gonna happen. Definitely can't wait for that. This is probably gonna be the best match of the night, and for sure gonna be another match of the year contender. These guys just find a way to find classic after classic after classic. I'm positive this is gonna be the weakest out of the matches they've had this year, because I mean it's kind of impossible to top those other two matches. They were fantastic, but if they top this, it's like, oh my god, like NXT and New Japan Pro Wrestling are like the kings of match of the years every night. Like even like the matches I didn't predict were gonna be matches of the year, like Hiroshi Tanahashi and Kota Ibushi. I didn't think that was gonna be a match of the year contender, but it was. So yeah, Gargano and Ciampa, I'm predicting it's gonna end in a draw. Whatever happens, Ciampa's walking out of NXT champion. I don't see Gargano winning the belt. He's one of those guys that, sometimes you need those underdogs that were such an underdog that they couldn't do it. They could not win the big title, the big one. So that's probably the only thing I'll say. So that's my prediction for NXT. But now, let's move on to SummerSlam. Now, SummerSlam, I haven't watched so many of the shows. I mainly watched on YouTube stuff that's been going on with Miz and Bryan, Brock and Reigns, Joe and Styles, and just the matches I give a shit about. I've been like catching up online or heard some certain things, but yeah, that's basically what I've been doing. But I have the card here. I didn't need to check online for the matches for what's it called, Brooklyn Takeover, because it's only 5 matches. But this one they have like 10 matches, I want to say. Yeah, 10 matches. God damn. Yeah, they have 10 matches. But I hope you guys enjoy this. Overall, I think the show's gonna be pretty good. Not great. I think they might pull one out of the blues and just give us a pretty solid show, which I'm hoping for. I really do hope that they pull one out of their ass and have a great show. But let's see. They got Cedric Alexander versus Drew Gulak for the Cruiserweight Championship on the pre-show, or kickoff, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I think Drew Gulak has it in the bag. I've talked about this. Drew Gulak is a star. He has charisma. He has potential. And it could be a different change to 205 Live. I like Cedric Alexander as Cruiserweight Champion, but I think it's time to get the belt off of him and give it to somebody else. The B Team versus the Revival for the Raw Tag Team Championships. Now, I heard that Matt Hardy got injured and he's unfortunately going to retire earlier than he expected, because back in like his TLC days, he used to do like a diving leg drop from like tops of ladders, and yeah, I've seen those moves, and yeah, that could fuck you up badly. Yeah, I hope Matt Hardy's good. He has one final run somewhere, and then I want him to retire in a good term. I don't want him to retire like really fucked up. Like, I want to at least, if you're gonna retire, I want you guys to go out good. Like, that's how I care about wrestlers sometimes. But yeah, I think it's gonna be the Revival's gonna retain anyways, because the Revival needs it, and I've heard that American Alpha's debuting soon, which I'm definitely up for. That's going to be awesome. Revival versus American Alpha. That could relaunch the Raw Tag Team division, and we desperately need that. And then the last pre-show match is Rusev and Lana versus Almas and Selena Vega. I'm actually going with Rusev and Lana. I know we like to push new stars, but Rusev is so over that they're going to do everything to keep him around for a while. Even if that involves winning matches that maybe they don't want to see win. Because I know that McMahon loves Almas, but WWE, the universe or the fans love love to see their heroes win. So Rusev is basically that guy. So I think that's more than likely gonna happen. Then I guess let's just talk about the card. The main card. The first match I'll talk about is because I want to get this one out of the way, anyways. Finn Balor versus Constable Baron Corbin. What a stupid ass fucking gimmick Baron Corbin is. First of all, if you're gonna be a constable, at least show up with ring attire. Like, I don't mind him being a constable, but stop being such a fucking bitch, Baron Corbin. What? Like, honestly, I thought they were gonna release this guy. Like, I thought they had a grudge with him after some stuff he said about fans that they should kill themselves or something. Like, I'm pretty sure that guy should have been fired. But again, Vince McMahon, such a hypocrite, so that would look bad on him. Exactly. But anyways, Finn Balor and Baron Corbin, this shit looks awful. The only way this is gonna work is if you relaunch the Demon, he comes back, and you go somewhere with Finn Balor. Like, I get that they don't want to push him to the Universal Championship picture, but at least put him in the mid cards. Like, he should be fighting for the IC belt or something. But yeah. Speaking of the IC belt, Dolph Ziggler with Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins with Dean Ambrose for the Intercontinental Championship. This is pretty obvious. It's just going to lead to Dean Ambrose turning heel on Seth Rollins. It's so obvious that that's going to happen. The only thing I see happening is, how is Dean Ambrose going to turn on Dolph Ziggler? I mean, Seth Rollins. Like, is Seth Rollins going to win the belt and then he turns on him? Or is he going to turn him halfway through the match? Like, that's what really is curious about me. I don't think this is going to be a good match at all. I think this is just basically going to just set up Rollins and Ambrose in the future. I'm pretty sure that's all this is. So I'm pretty positive that's going to happen. For sure. Hold on, I just got a call. Whoops. But yeah, I'm pretty positive that's leading to happen. So my guess is that I don't know who's gonna walk out as IC champion. That's the big question. I think they're gonna keep the belt on Ziggler because I think we could do a little bit more with him. Maybe do a fatal four-way with all four guys at the next pay-per-view, and then set up other things in the future there. So I think that's gonna happen more likely. Next up, let's talk about Shinsuke Nakamura versus Jeff Hardy. Now, originally, this is going to be a triple threat match from what I've heard. They might still, at the last minute, add Randy Orton to the United States Championship, but whether Orton or not, Nakamura's walking out as U.S. Champion. But really, this match feels really empty without Randy Orton. They've been building up Jeff Hardy versus Randy Orton, and then Nakamura is just the champion on the way. It kind of reminds me of Triple H, Angle, and The Rock. Rock was the champion, but he was such an afterthought in that entire match. Remember that SummerSlam 2000? But yeah, I don't know if they're going to bring Randy Orton in because he's been in a lot of shit. They're already accusing him of like shitting on people's bags and harassing people. And now, I've been tired of these fucking Me Too movements, just attacking people just cause. Like, I saw a show called Insatiable where one of the characters actually accuses a male character just because he's a man, which I think is really fucked up that people do that. And if anyone should die about that, is those people. But yeah. Anyways, that's my personal think on it. Yeah, that's my personal thought. But anyways, Randy Orton should definitely be in this match just because it just feels empty. But anyways, whatever happens, Nakamura's walking out. It's pretty obvious. He just got the belt. He's walking out as champion. Where does he go after this, really? Where does he go after this? I'm guessing Rusev? Who knows? Next match I want to talk about. Let's talk about the triple threat match for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Carmella, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte. Becky Lynch has been so underutilized. This should be her moment, but I know this is going to lead to either one of two things are going to happen. Becky Lynch and Charlotte are going to argue so much that Carmella walks out as champion, or Charlotte is going to walk out as champion with Becky Lynch turning on Charlotte after the match. I'm pretty sure it's going to lead to that because I think the perfect match to have at Evolution is Charlotte and Becky Lynch, but one of those things are going to happen. So Becky Lynch is not going to win the championship yet, but I'm pretty positive she's going to win it down the road, and that's what makes me happy. Becky Lynch is finally getting her comeuppance. She's finally getting the credit that she deserves, so I could definitely support that. So, but overall, my guess is that Carmella will be walking out. I think the safest bet is that Carmella's going to walk out as champ. Carmella's going to walk out as champ because they could easily have a rematch on SmackDown or something where then Charlotte or Becky Lynch win it back. So, but yeah, that's my prediction. What can I talk about next? I'm just going all over the place at this point. How did I forget this one? Bludgeon Brothers versus the New Day. I think the Bludgeon Brothers are going to win, but I think this is going to be a good match. I'm pretty positive this is going to be the beginning of hold on, give me a second. Fucking shit. Anyways, yeah, back to Bludgeon Brothers and New Day. I'm pretty sure this is slowly going to lead to the New Day splitting up down the road. I think this is the perfect place to do it. SummerSlam is a big four. Think about it. This is SummerSlam is where it begun their longest reigning title run, so it makes sense for them to split up here. It will be the perfect story, and I think Big E has a lot in the tank. Kofi Kingston looks like a really good baby face right now, so I think that should be the next big thing to do with the New Day. That's honestly the next thing they got to do at this point. So really, there's nothing else to do with those guys. Next match I want to talk about. Braun Strowman and Kevin Owens. This match looks fucking awful. But like, there's just so much shit in this match. Money in the Bank contract on the line. Strowman loses the belt, the contract by DQ or count out. It's just so much shit in this match. It just looks awful, and the way they're booking Kevin Owens is just awful too. But my personal take, I think Braun Strowman. People are saying Kevin Owens is gonna win the belt, the briefcase, but it's Strowman. Because Kevin Owens, I'm sorry, he's boring. I kind of wish he just left WWE at this point. He's just so fucking boring, and Vince McMahon doesn't care about the guy, so why the fuck should he care? Like, they even admitted in his fucking documentary that Vince McMahon was such a bitch to him. So why the fuck should he stay? No, I would fucking leave. This match looks fucking awful. It just really reeks awfulness in this match. But yeah, let's stop talking about the awfulness and talk about the good. Daniel Bryan versus The Miz, 8 years in the making since NXT, the old school NXT, the shitty version of NXT. Even Daniel Bryan is like, yeah, NXT wasn't what NXT is today. It used to be something else, and where Miz trained Daniel Bryan. And I kind of wish they did something similar to that for like NXT currently. Like, every once in a while have like current superstars show up and train other people. Like, granted, you could say A-Train does that. Bill DeMott used to do that before he got accused, which, fuck Bill DeMott for that. But anyways, this is probably going to be the match of the night for sure. This is going to be the most exciting match that there is. And I don't know who the hell is going to go over this one. On one hand, like, there's talks that Daniel Bryan has re-signed because if you think about it, it is really hard to leave WWE when Nikki and Brie are still connected to the WWE. They work together in a YouTube channel. They do a cooking channel. Nikki Bella used to date John Cena. Unfortunately, not anymore. Nikki Bella, you're single. You're in San Diego, baby. I'm from San Diego, too. Represent. And I'm legal. So, Nikki is saying, I'm better than John Cena. You can actually see me. Okay, enough jokes. But yeah, Daniel Bryan is too connected to the WWE to leave. And from what I hear, the Bella Twins' mom is dating John Laurinaitis. So yeah, there's a big connection there. Um, so it's really hard to leave, and it kind of sucks because Daniel Bryan looks like the type of guy that should leave WWE just so they could prove a point. Unfortunately, that won't happen. But he's a father now. He is injury prone. I'm pretty sure they're gonna give him a part-time deal. That is why I'm predicting he's gonna go over. This is what I'm guessing. He's gonna win. He's gonna win the match. He's gonna come the next night on SmackDown. He's gonna talk about his great match and this and that, and then he's gonna leave for a while. I think they're gonna do a part-time deal with Daniel Bryan. This is like my booking. I think Daniel Bryan's gonna take off. Miz is gonna be so mad that he left, and then Miz basically becomes this guy that is unstoppable. They make him not a badass, but like basically he's getting more victories than usual. Eventually, he becomes either, you could do U.S. Championship, but I would go with the WWE Championship. He goes after the WWE Championship, wins that, and then we do Daniel Bryan and Miz at WrestleMania for the WWE Championship, end the feud once and for all. Let's see. That is how I would book this shit. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they're not going to do that, but I would definitely want to see the Miz win the WWE Championship. If he wins this match itself, I'm pretty happy no matter what. But my prediction, I'm going with Daniel Bryan. It's just too long-term booking. I'm pretty sure that's going to happen. Speaking of WWE Championship, let's talk about that match. AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe. Now, when I heard the news that they're going to do this, I was like, God damn it. How many of these matches are we going to get? We have seen Samoa Joe and AJ Styles fight so many times in TNA. I did not care that they were going to fight in WWE. However, with that said, I think they did a right call. I think that the way they've been booking this, the way they've been writing this has been pretty good. Samoa Joe is a promo master, and AJ Styles has been the top guy for a while. There's a story going on that AJ Styles is going to actually try to beat Brock Lesnar's championship record as well as CM Punk's championship record. There's talk that they want to do that. And if they actually plan on giving the WWE Championship to The Miz, then I agree. AJ Styles should still be the WWE Champion. However, Samoa Joe has been through a lot of shit, and I think this is the perfect way to just thank him for everything he's done. I think this is the best way to end his career. Really, it really is the best way to end it. I mean, not end his career, but like, I'm just saying, Samoa Joe has been through a lot of shit. He lost to Brock Lesnar. He lost to a lot of people. He's been injured back and forth. So that's the thing that makes me wonder whether or not they're even going to give the championship to Samoa Joe, which is pretty scary to say. But if I had to pick, this one's really hard. But I want to say Joe just because I want him to finally win the WWE Championship. But AJ Styles has been through a lot. I think they want to... this one's really hard. This one is really tough. I'm going with AJ Styles. Yeah, I'm going with AJ Styles. I'm still thinking they're going to keep the long-term streak. And honestly, the only way that Samoa Joe could redeem himself is a match with John Cena at WrestleMania. That is the only way. Because I've heard that AJ Styles wants to fight Undertaker. I've heard that he wants to fight Rey Mysterio. I've heard that he wants to do all these other great things before he goes out. Because he is retiring next year. So I'm thinking they want to have AJ Styles leave on a good term. And while I do like Joe and I think he should be at the top that he is, I just don't see him doing it. And plus, I got something to confess. I love Joe. He's definitely in my top 20. But he's not 2005, 2006 Samoa Joe. This is a fatter, slower version of Samoa Joe. And it's the sad fucking truth. Next match. Moving on. Ronda Rousey and Alexa Bliss. Realistically, Ronda Rousey would win this. But knowing Alexa Bliss and the way she wrestles and the way she acts, Alexa Bliss might find a way to win it, and yeah, I think Alexa Bliss is gonna find a way to win it, and then they do a rematch at Evolution or whatever. Whatever they do, I'm cool with it. Um, yeah. I deep down I want to see Ronda Rousey win the women's championship, but knowing her part-time schedule, I do not want to see that at all. I'm going with Ronda Rousey just because they could finally give it to her, just so we we could like we could finally end this thing, and then we could build her up as a tough champion. Which people are talking about Charlotte versus Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania, which I am down for. And if the main event's WrestleMania, I'm even cooler with that. So I'm cool with whatever. Yeah. Either one could win, and I'll be pretty happy. I definitely at least want a decent match out of it. About my prediction, Ronda Rousey. She's too over. She's too popular to not give her the belt. Finally, the main event: Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. They should have, the way they've been booking this shit, they should have been the way they booked it at WrestleMania. Not now. Like the WrestleMania build-up was so shitty. Like, it was just so stupid that people prefer to watch Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns be the main event over Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, or Brock Lesnar and Braun Strowman. They were so sick and tired of Brock Lesnar because he don't give a shit. And really, if he don't give a shit, we don't give a shit. He even admits that the show sucks. But the way they've been building this up, I'm pretty positive this is going to lead to Roman Reigns finally turning heel and winning the Universal Championship. That's the only thing they got to do. That is the only way this is going to work. Like, yeah, I'm guessing that's what they're going to do. They're going to do Roman Reigns finally beats Brock Lesnar. But as far as long-term booking, what I would do is Paul Heyman screws over Brock Lesnar out of nowhere. Roman Reigns beats him, and then he's completely confused. Like, what the hell? And we play off this story of Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman wants Roman Reigns to be his next top guy, but he's like cool with it, and then he eventually does become a Paul Heyman guy. I think that's the best way to book this. As far as the match, it's gonna be a fucking suplex city fest, F5 fest. It's gonna be shitty. And it sucks because I like both of these guys. I do not hate these guys, but the way Brock Lesnar is lazy, and the way Roman Reigns does Superman punch at Superman punch, I'm pretty disappointed we're never gonna get Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar, because that's the only reason to bring Bobby Lashley by facing Brock Lesnar. Why the fuck would they not do that? But yeah, whatever. Yeah, that's my predictions for the show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's a lot of rambling, but it's me, ALE XX Prince. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And until then, I'm out.